Hello.
Hello. All right.
Hello.
I'll just start my opening banter then. And we'll start here. Hello, everybody. It's time for another slamtastic episode of Admincast,
Woo.
the only podcast that's perfect for listening to as you drift gently to sleep until the noise of grown men arguing about VeggieTales wakes you up abruptly.
DreamWorks ruined everything!
They did. They I'm here today with my lackey from my personal The Last Word Bender page.
Hi.
This is... How should I refer to you?
Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon. How are you doing there, Cap?
I am doing wonderful. How are you, Mr. Wordbender?
I am excellent. So if you're not following my personal page, which you should because it's lovely, um, this is, Captain Falcon from that. And he, uh, has been yeah. He's the one who's probably been posting the most because I more often than not forget that I also should be posting over there.
I'm
So,
also the late night guy. I post from like 10 to 1.
yeah. Yeah, late night Facebook posts are usually always the best ones.
I agree.
For example, for about 2 weeks, I was actually on the Jinja
Oh,
for like a week, and then I decided I don't want to do this anymore. So I tried to get fired. Um,
how do you try to get fired?
I'll tell you. Uh, I I posted one picture a night at 3 a.m. Pacific, and it was some sort of mashup with B movie.
Um,
So
I was going to say, what is B movie for
okay,
those who don't know?
so uh it's the was it 2007? I'm gonna say 2007 because I don't care enough to check. But
Oh, oh.
2000. If you want to check, you go ahead. But it's the movie that DreamWorks made with Jerry Seinfeld where he plays a
Oh, yeah,
bee.
yeah, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And uh, basically, it's kind of become like an internet meme because it's such a strange movie. Like, if you haven't seen it, he meets a human and he's able to talk to the human woman, and there's like kind of a romance between the bee and the woman.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of become an internet thing. Like it's become a meme to in group chats send the entire B movie script. I've done that at least once, which is probably why I get kicked out a lot of those. But
Yeah, but you were right, it is 2007.
sweet. I
But
know
for some
my
reason,
I know my obscure DreamWorks.
I've seen several DreamWorks, but I haven't seen that one. And I'm a Seinfeld fan too, so
Yeah. Yeah, I used to watch every DreamWorks movie that it came out, and I have a theorem that every other DreamWorks movie is a masterpiece, but then every other DreamWorks movie is horrible.
yeah. Yeah.
So you've got like your How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda and all that stuff, and then you have like Shrek the Third and um,
Either-
what was Puss in Boots.
I hadn't seen Puss in Boots, but I've seen the first three Shreks, and I liked the first two. I was not crazy about the third.
Yeah, yeah, the fourth one is better than the third one, but still,
That's good.
yeah.
And I've always been on the fence about Madagascar. Like I like it, but it's not their best.
Yeah. Yeah, Madagascar is not great. It's never been as good as DreamWorks can be.
I've always been more of a Pixar guy, though.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You can't beat Pixar.
Yeah. Hey, all right, best Pixar movie. Go.
Oh, well, that's like asking me to pick my favorite child, and that child would have to be Toy Story.
There you go. All right. Oh man. I
How about you?
Semi-unpopular opinion, Monsters Inc.
I love Monsters Inc.
Yeah, I do too. But whenever I say Monsters Inc. as my favorite, people are always like, really? Like that one? Hmm.
I love it. I've never seen a problem with it.
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
Monsters University was good too, but it doesn't quite top Monsters Inc.
Right. Um, Monsters University essentially is just, or it's essentially just the college movie, the
Yeah.
same college movie that every college movie is, but with monsters and for kids. Although I think the part at the end where spoiler, they have to scare the adults. That's I'd say that's one of Pixar's best like
That
moments
was
ever.
good.
That was a really good part.
One of my other favorites would be The Incredibles. They have for a kids movie, it's got a pretty dark plot, but it doesn't get too dark where kids can't, or it actually scares children.
Right. Yeah, that one's a good one too. Oh, that's the other DreamWorks movie I really like. Megamind.
I haven't seen Megamind.
That's a really good one. It's also pretty dark, and it's also um, I'm not super sure how to describe it. Uh, it's just really good. I don't have much to say about it. It's got Will Ferrell and a bunch of SNL people.
Oh, cool.
Maybe, well, only two, but anyway.
Oh, I don't watch a whole bunch of movies, so
Uh,
I'm more of a Netflix binge watcher.
mm. Well, if you listen to the award-winning first episode of this podcast, you'd
Which
know
I
I have,
did yesterday.
yes, which is when I officially released it. So, you'd know that I am not much of that. Well, I guess it depends on the series. Generally, if it's like 22-minute episodes, then I can, or rather half-hour episodes, I
Yeah.
can do it. But if it's like hour-long episodes, I have to take a break.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that's why I can never do Breaking Bad.
I've well, I love The Walking Dead, but other than that, I don't really watch anything that is the 42 minute slash hour episodes of stuff.
Mm.
Like I can only watch a couple of something like that. But then one time I watched 10 episodes of The Office in one sitting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm sorry if any of this retreads the first episode. That was years ago, and that was back before the war, so I kind of memories phase foggy. But I have a big like backlog of shows I want to just binge through, like Adventure Time and Parks and Rec, and
oh, I adore Parks and Rec. That show is the best.
I've heard it. I've seen like gifs of it on Tumblr and stuff.
Have you watched The Office?
I haven't either. That's
It's
also on there.
they're made by the same people who made Parks and Rec, so the feel of the show is pretty different.
Hmm.
Or not pretty different, sorry, the same.
Oh, good thing those aren't antonyms.
Yeah. Yeah. That could have been confusing.
Uh, so yes, I guess here's the obligatory questions I have to ask you. So you work for me, the last word vendor.
I do.
You joined. I can probably answer these questions better than you can. You joined like earlier this year because again,
Yeah.
the page only opened in like February or January. So yeah, yeah, early February. Um, how did you come up with your admin name?
Well, I am a huge fan of Nintendo, and one of my favorite games would be Super Smash Brothers,
Hmm.
and one of my favorite characters is Captain Falcon.
Oh,
And so, I just thought that'd be a good name. There's not much to it. I
yeah,
don't have some sort of deep, twisted backstory.
no. That's the thing. A lot of admin names, they're like a mashup of all the different fandoms they're in. So they're like Jedi and the TARDIS in
But yeah,
Equestria with a light with a on 221B Street in with the
who also
Winchesters or
who
something.
also owns a TARDIS.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go.
I kept it simple. If I had something too long, it'd be kind of annoying to have to type it out every time I post a picture.
Right. I made the mistake of tagging my page in every single post and finding out I can't just copy paste that. So now I have to type out the last word bender every time I make a post. At least on Punny Pete, on
Oh yeah.
the last word button, I just write Tulib.
Right.
It's all just fine. So, what's been your favorite part of adminning so far? You're a relative newcomer.
Well, I've enjoyed seeing like whenever pictures tend to get more likes, it's always feels kind of cool that people think it's funny. And if it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, I just, cry in my bedroom for a few hours and then I move on.
Yeah, there you go. That's the basic approach to it. Yeah.
But it's pretty fun, and when I first started, I wondered if it would be, how tough it would be to have to find stuff. But then I remembered I had over 1,000 pictures already saved in my computer,
Oh.
so
Uh,
and I find new stuff almost every day. So.
yeah. There used to there used to be a place. I don't know if this is if any of the Punny P people come banging down my door and telling me that this is too many insider secrets being shared. There used to be like a group chat for all the Pete admins to kind of share puns they found, and so we'd say, oh, dibs on that one, or I claim 1 through 11, and I want the one with the duck or whatever. But that seems to have not been happening lately. So
Oh,
I don't know.
I get most.
At least I don't have to interact with those friggin' people.
It seems like most of mine come from other Facebook pages that I don't think people have liked.
Mm,
So forgive me, other pages, if I am ripping you off.
yeah.
Sometimes I find some save from Debbie Downer, but then I try not to post them, but I'm sure I have reposted it because I forgot.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry.
Yeah. I've seen other pages, and sometimes even other Pete admins, use stuff that I like cropped or edited or something.
Right.
Because like more often than not, I'll just go through the puns tag on Tumblr and just screen cap a bunch of them,
Right.
and then just crop out all the rest of it, everything that isn't the pun and usually the username.
And sometimes the profanities.
You're right, right, obviously.
There's actually some page I look through sometime that's a lot of Tumblr posts, and a lot of them that I save I have to I have to change
Mm,
because they are not appropriate for the page.
right.
I think I've actually got one scheduled tonight that I got from that page.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say something, and then it left me like the fleeting love of a person.
Well said.
Yes.
Did it have to do with my adminning?
Oh yeah, what's been your least favorite part of doing this?
Hmm. I don't really know if I have a dislike to it.
Oh.
Past couple nights, some of the stuff has not wanted to post.
Yeah, that's been happening around. People have been saying.
And posts have disappeared before, which was stupid.
Yeah, yeah,
Overall, it's been pretty fun. Like,
yeah.
plan on continuing unless I get fired.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is me. This is my way of telling you that you are fired. No.
Oh, this is awkward. I'll be in tomorrow to pick up my paycheck.
All right. I should probably write you a paycheck at some point. If I ever get hit in the head and start wanting to put these like start a Patreon for these to kind of like get money from this
uh,
podcast, which I won't. But just hypothetically, if I did,
well, I mean, doesn't most Patreon, like if you pay, you get some sort of added benefit? What kind of benefit would we add? You add?
well, I'd probably set it up like tiers. So it's like if you give $1, you'll just get like a shout out. If you pledge $5, I'll sing an impromptu song about you. If you pledge $10, I'll draw an exclusive MS Paint drawing.
Really good.
Yeah, really good. Which I haven't done anything on in a while, so I should probably get
We
on
should
that.
we should probably send shout outs to our supporters anyways. So shout out to Morgan Freeman.
Right? Yes. Shout out to that one lady on the bus who told me my shirt was all right.
Shout out to our moms.
right? Both of them. Shout out to um, this lady in the ad that's on Skype. She seems to be having a very happy phone call, and I am happy for her.
I am overjoyed with her joy.
Yes.
Oh, shout out to Skype for dropping calls sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Thanks. Thanks, babe. Oh, here's something we can talk about.
Yes,
Uh, Mike, if you haven't seen it, I dropped a pretty sick trailer for this series on Punny Pete.
I did, and it was wonderful.
It was wonderful. It is rival. It is like up there with the Jurassic World trailer in terms of epicness and scope and just yeah.
I cry every time.
But in the comments, Mike requested that I ask every admin that I interview what their favorite food is. So this is me doing that. What is
Oh,
your favorite food?
fried chicken, without a doubt.
Oh.
I am a avid fan. Nothing else compares. Have you answered this question?
Uh, it changes a lot. Generally, I have generally either mac and cheese,
Good choice.
Oreos, or French toast.
What about it? Put them all together.
Hmm. That might be amazing, or it might be horrible. Either way, it's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
Well, let's face it, I am probably not the most healthy guy, so
me neither.
yeah, yeah,
But lucky
yes,
for us, people listening can't see us.
haha, yes,
Well, unless it's the government, because they see everything.
that is also true. Yeah, I'm completely naked right now.
Oh, and I'm in a bat suit, Batman
Oh, okay,
suit.
all right. So that's great.
Yeah.
I guess we should do things we ingested.
Yay.
Maybe put in some things we ingested music right here. All right. So what what have you ingested in the last week besides the award-winning podcast
Well,
this episode?
I have been addicted to Skyrim as of late.
Oh.
It's great, especially modded.
Hmm.
I ingested a frozen pizza before I left for church today.
I had a frozen pizza this weekend, and I think it gave me food poisoning.
Oh, it's Dwayne. It's best to cook them.
Shut up, Dad.
Wait, am I allowed to say your name?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already said in one of the Q&A videos, so yeah,
Okay.
that's my name. So yeah,
Um, oh, and when it comes to books, I have been reading Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. Highly recommended.
hell. Um, let's see. I don't think I've watched anything recently. They put Bill Nye on Netflix,
Hmm.
so I might watch that.
I've been meaning to get around to the new Daredevil series.
Oh yeah, I watched the first episode of that,
Is it-
and it's very good.
Oh, good.
It's very realistic, which is not something I always see as like a good thing, but I think in this they do it well.
That's good.
Yeah. Um. Oh, I recently watched this Italian movie in class in world history called Life is Beautiful. In Italian, it's probably like Mamma mia, pizza pasta or something. I don't
Um,
know. Uh, but yeah, it's about this guy. It's about this Italian guy who's the first half is about him in Italy, kind of courting this woman and being like a trickster and kind of uh, jokes her, pranks her, whatever. And then the second half is about him and his family in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany.
oh,
So,
that escalated kind of quick.
yeah, just gonna drop that one in. But yes, it's very good. It's very tragic. It's just a wonderful film, and you should definitely watch it if you want to be very sad.
It sounds
Um,
like it's worth watching though.
yes, it is. Which is surprising because most movies watched in class turn out to be horrible
Oh,
generally, unless it's Bill Nye, obviously.
lucky for me, I haven't had that problem because I am homeschooled.
Oh, you lucky. A lot of people who do these Facebook pages are homeschooled. I found that out.
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't. They probably have a lot of free time
We
to
do.
do to do
At least
that.
I do.
Yeah. Also, I started reading Fahrenheit 451 for also for school.
Who's it by?
Thomas Pynchon? Hold on,
All right.
I can look it up. I probably or was it Ray Bradbury? I forget. I'm probably getting it confused with something else. Hold on. I'll go to the infinite source of information. Yep, Ray Bradbury. All right.
Yeah.
Thomas Pynchon wrote something else. I don't know.
Interesting.
So yes. There was this one book that I read. It was called I am a genius of unspeakable evil, and I want to be your class president."
That sounds excellent.
It is a good book. It is about this middle schooler who is basically an evil genius and has used his evil genius to essentially uh, control the world. Essentially,
So like Dr. Doofenshmirtz is a hero.
yes, but he does it all under the guise of a dumb middle schooler.
Oh,
Uh, and it's very good. He there's some excellent kind of satire in it. You know, kind of he snarkily makes comments about Fahrenheit 451, which is all about how books are good. And he comments that a book about how books are good is essentially like a TV special called "TV Specials Are Great and the people who make them are amazing." So that's another recommendation for you. There you go.
it's worth ingesting.
Yes, worth ingesting.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's look at current entertainment news we can maybe speculate about.
Um, like the Kardashians.
Here, I'll look on Imidub.
Oh yay!
Let's
The
see.
International Movie Database.
Well, absolutely none of that is interesting. All right.
Well, um, hmm.
Oh, I came up with a kind of a theorem. If you remember in the again award-winning first episode, we talked about the Avengers,
Yes.
and that got me thinking about superhero teams. And we also mentioned Fantastic Four, and I realized that Fantastic Four is one of the most perfect models of this theorem I developed about superhero teams, and it goes as follows: almost every superhero team has the four basic roles,
Right.
four or five, and they are the leader, the heavy, the comic relief, the tech guy, and the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so the two kind of teams that perfectly resemble that are Fantastic Four and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. At least in the incarnations I know TMNT from. So, with Fantastic Four, it's pretty obvious. Mr. Fantastic's the leader. The Thing is the heavy. Did I mention the heavy?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The Thing is the heavy. Invisigirl, was it? I forget her name. The girl is the girl, and the Human Torch is right. The
Tech guy.
comic relief or tech guy.
Oh.
And the thing about it is that multiple people can take up multiple roles, and roles can be taken up by multiple people.
True.
So, like, look at the Avengers. Iron Man take the role of leader, but also tech guy and comic relief.
It seems like all of them have their moments of comic relief, though.
Right, obviously. And so Bruce Banner is tech guy, but Hulk is heavy.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Interesting. I think you're right on that. I can't really think. But well, Batman's not a team, but he doesn't seem to fit any of those.
Right. I guess I don't know much about the Justice League.
There are less cool Avengers. Sorry, DC fans. I love Batman, but
Yeah.
DC can be so hit and miss.
Yeah. Although, I guess Teen Titans. Well, I guess yeah, Teen Titans kind of breaks that with having multiple girls, but again, multiple roles held by multiple people. Although, forgot where I was going that with 100%. I am just completely spacey today. I am just Kevin Spacey. Put me in, what was it, House of Cards? Is
I
that
don't
someone
know.
else?
I was thinking Advanced Warfare, even though I'm not a Call of
That
Duty
works.
player. It was him in Advanced Warfare, wasn't it?
I believe so. I'm not much of a gamer.
I do that more than I do watch movies.
Uh,
More than I should, but I'm
yeah. Yeah. Something else that kind of interested me. Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
not yet.
Okay. Well, basically, Imadub made a Facebook post a little while ago saying, like, new Indiana Jones rumored. Who would you want to see in it? And a lot of people said Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt would be good.
He would be good. And I think the reason for that is uh, in Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord is essentially Han Solo
Hmm.
in terms of mannerisms, and he's a smuggler, and yeah, he's essentially Han Solo. So that got me thinking. My friends like to talk about how we'd like fix movies,
Mm-hmm.
like the Star Wars prequels, like what would we do to kind of make them, good.
A lot.
Yeah,
I am a huge Star Wars fan, but
yeah,
they could have done way better.
yeah. There's a whole other podcast that you can listen to that's all about that. It's called Plumbing the Death Star presents movie maintenance. Plug, plug, plug. It's essentially that, yeah, how they'd fix the Star Wars prequels. So yeah, listen to that instead of this because that's probably far more entertaining.
I think this is the only thing I've ever listened to that tells you to go watch something else. Excuse me,
Uh,
listen to something else.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I was thinking like, how would if I had a time machine, I could go back and fix things about the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I would tell them to wait like 7 years until Chris Pratt is it has done Guardians of the Galaxy once he's kind of shown himself capable, and then have him be Indy's son instead of Shia LaBeouf.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know who would make a great successor for a reboot?
Who?
Nobody. I don't think they should touch it.
All right. That's yeah.
They're trying. They're rebooting Ghostbusters with it. I think it's an all-females team.
I'm interested to see how that will turn out.
I think it's going to be absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, some things I think are great for a reboot. Like I think I've never saw it, but they're rebooting Stephen King's It. That
Hmm.
seems like that'd be an okay thing. They're also rebooting Stephen King's The Stand, which is a miniseries back in the 90s that was good, cheesy, but still entertaining, which I think they're rebooting. But
Right.
things like Ghostbusters and Indiana Jones, I think should be left alone.
Yeah. Like I'm not against reboots on principle. I think they can. I think if they don't try and bog themselves down with too many references to the original and just trying to, like, I have no problem with telling an original story and then slapping the name on just for brand recognition.
Yeah.
Like, when everyone was complaining about Battleship, making Battleship into a movie, um, I said, it would be alright if they made a good movie and then just slapped Battleship on it. But no, they just made a bad movie and then slapped Battleship on it. So.
I think Candyland would make a better movie.
That might be as well. If you could integrate characters from it.
That probably would make a bad kids movie.
Yeah.
Scratch that. Make it a gritty action movie.
Yeah, there you go. Just, I've been stuck in molasses swamp for 20 years, and I'm fighting back.
I would love it. Instead of like blood coming out of people, it'd be like, I don't know, maple syrup,
Yeah, there you go. Or caramel.
Kool-Aid. What'd you say?
Or like caramel or something.
Hmm.
That would be weird.
I guess it'd be a pretty sweet movie.
Oh, oh,
Oh, oh, oh.
maybe you should be making the puns.
That I do make a lot of puns IRL.
I do too, and my family and friends hate me for it.
Yeah. Wait, friends? I lost all mine. Thanks, puns.
Puns. Not even once.
Don't do puns, kids. You'll end up like me.
It's like those ads for like smoking know the real cost, where it's just like, how you like to buy a joke book? It's gonna cost more than that, honey. So they would just like give them all their friends. What do puns cost you? Your friends. Know the real cost.
Like a couple of parents could be sitting down their child, honey, we've heard you've gotten involved in puns. You know, peer pressure.
Yeah, so it's like, or it's like that one where it's like, where'd you learn to do this stuff? I learned it from you, okay?
That makes sense because dad jokes.
Yeah, there you go. Where'd you learn to make these jokes? I learned it from you.
Bum bum bum.
Well, I guess we'll have to instill a punishment.
Ah, 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 ah.
And then the wife is just sobbing in the corner. Just, make it stop. I can't live with this family anymore.
You know, I'm pretty sure if anybody's still listening, that they've probably stopped at this point after all this.
You know, yeah.
We'll know who our true fans are.
Yeah. Hey, if you listen to this plot, you're a true fan.
I love you.
You get exclusive rights to the Admincast t-shirt. No, you don't, but...
I don't even have an Admincast t-shirt.
Well, neither do I, because they don't exist. And never will, hopefully.
Oh.
But hypothetically, if they did...
Did you say hopefully? Wouldn't you want it to get big enough where we'd have t-shirts?
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. Yeah, there you go.
That's another thing you could do with the Patreon.
Yeah, there you go. If you pledge $20, you get a t-shirt.
And our undying love. You should probably
you get a t-shirt.
I was about to say that you should probably save that for $50.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that reminds me of the point I had like an hour ago. If I ever start a Patreon, which I won't, you would probably get like a cut of it, since you're editing.
So you should start a Patreon.
Alright. Well, now that I'm benefiting from it, you should totally do it.
So would the Patreon just be for Admincast, or would it tie into the word bender and really good MS Paint art?
I think it should just be for Admincast, because yeah. Although I guess the other part, the only downside to making money off of it is that with so many guests, we'd have to consider like should they get a cut as well, or
probably not, because that would mean there'd be less for us.
That's true.
And two,
I guess we shouldn't tell them that that we're having a Patreon.
So am I gonna have to cut out everything about the
Okay,
Patreon?
so go through, replace Patreon with
ice cream sandwiches.
Yes.
Wait, that may not work. So when you start up the ice cream sandwiches.
Oh yeah, replace Patreon with drug vendor. I'll be known as the last drug vendor. for when I go under and have to raise money. That'll be the real Breaking Bad.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
Wait, so instead of drugs, it's puns though.
Yeah, there you go. I'm selling illegal puns.
In in a world where puns are illegal.
If puns were outlawed, only outlaws would make puns.
If puns were wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question that'll really rustle you jimmies.
Yes, yes.
Um, if you were a mutant and you were
Yes.
going to be a part of Xavier's School for the Gifted,
Assuming I'm already not, or I'm not already.
right? And what would you want your power and name to be?
Um. Well, I guess I just want to fly. I don't know. Or
I
maybe
should
I
really stop
I
springing
could.
questions on people.
I would want to fly and be. I don't know. My name would be a pun.
There you go. Flown the coop. No, that doesn't work at all. Hold on. Flight of hand.
I like it.
You fly by
With my like clapping
pushing
my hands
yourself off the
around.
ground with your hand.
Oh, have you ever seen somebody one-handed clap?
No.
Oh. Well, I assume it looks something like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, like where you just like fold your hand in
Let's
half.
see. I'm doing it right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe if this is going to be on YouTube, maybe I can stick in a video of me doing that.
Yeah, go ahead, do that.
Yeah.
Um.
We're so professional.
Oh man. Someone's gonna willingly part with money for this someday.
One can hope.
Yeah. See, I would be my power would be the power to it would be telekinesis, but it only works for fruit snacks.
So you could talk to the fruit snacks.
No, I can like move them with my mind.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, what was I thinking of?
Like,
Telepathy.
yeah, there you go. So like, but it only not fruit, just
Just fruit
fruit snacks.
snacks.
So like fruit by the foot, or it's like the Welch's or whatever.
Hmm.
So I'd be literally the least useful mutant.
So if we're gonna go with things like that, I think I'd want to have slug powers.
That
Like I could
that
like talk to them and summon them, and
yeah
you know.
yeah there you go. You'd be called like the slug or something.
So
The
like then I
illegal
could pun 'em,
slugger.
like if I was gonna beat someone up, I'd be like, I'm gonna slug you.
There you go, perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'd be called. Well, I think if I go to beat someone up, I'd say, "You ready to get fruit smacked?"
Uh.
And then I'd be called like I guess just the fruit snack.
So like whenever you were about to leave, would you say, "Well, I better split"? These puns are so great.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Okay. Um, do you have any questions that for debate?
Questions for debate. Other than the last word bender, obviously, what page do you think is the most hilarious? Or can we talk about that because we might step on people's toes?
Oh, well, I don't know. In my opinion, one of the funniest pages, and I have to do a bit of backtracking for this, but they're called family-friendly rage comics.
I think I've seen that before.
Okay.
Or is that the thing with like the Paul Blart comics of him like doing like drug dealing and stuff?
Um, that might have been there, but basically, yeah, it's just like this anti-humor page where it's like, uh, so like they'll put a little asterisk where there so it should be just gosh or heck, and it's just this kind of anti-humor kind of thing. I'm not entirely sure how to describe it.
I'll have
That
to
to me is up there.
I am personally a fan. Other than our page, I love Because Reasons and the Daily Spite
Oh yes,
and
those are both great.
all the pity party pages.
Right. I hope to someday do an interview with Because Reasons.
That would be good.
Yeah. Why? Because
Because Reasons.
because he's a cool guy and.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
Oh. But yeah. Yeah, Because Reasons. Dejinja.
See,
They're cool.
did Genja used to run a different page?
He used to be a part of Captain Killjoy.
Oh, okay. Has he left?
Yeah, he left to do his own thing.
I am not yet a fan of that page. Sorry, Mr. Dajinja, but I shall soon change that.
Yes. I hope to someday do an interview with him too. Or is this an interview? Would you say?
Yeah, I actually have referred to this as an interview, but when we had talked about this, not to
Yeah.
you, but to it might have been my sister.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of an interview, but not really, because it's not like we're not talking about like your career or anything.
The closest thing I have to a career is that I play guitar.
Oh,
hmm
I didn't know that.
Uh, I posted a video of mine on April Fool's Day.
That's
Remember
right.
the goat video?
You did do that.
That was me.
Yeah. I've always wanted to play guitar. I play piano.
Oh, cool. How long have you been playing?
Oh man, I've been taking lessons since like first grade.
Oh, cool.
Although I stopped taking lessons like 2 years ago.
Oh,
But yeah, I play for a church. That's pretty cool.
that's good. I lead my youth group sometimes,
Oh,
which is fun because I can sing a little.
I can actually sing pretty well.
Oh,
I take
cool.
I take voice lessons.
What kind of music are you a fan of singing?
Well, a lot of different stuff. I like Broadway stuff because that's kind of sing acting.
Right.
That's cool. But I like rock and stuff.
Who would your top three favorite bands be if you can pick?
Whew. Can I do bands or like solo artists or
Yeah,
just bands?
solo artists work as well.
Okay. In that case, I'll do a top three for like bands and solo artists because I can't choose. Um, for bands, I'd say like Queen,
Yes.
um, Nirvana,
Good.
and I'm gonna say they might be Giants.
They're good.
They are good. My history teacher thought they were We Might Be Giants, and they got so mad.
It's always hard to hear someone say something like that.
Got your obscure indie bands right. Jeez. They're not even
because
that obscure.
just because you haven't ever heard of them doesn't, or you should still know what it is.
Yeah. And then for solo artists, my number one is David Bowie. I'm wearing a David Bowie shirt right now.
Oh, cool.
Um, and then Jonathan Colton.
I've heard the name. I
He
can't say I've heard him before.
he wrote the Portal songs. Want You Gone is Still
Yes,
Alive.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
he wrote those. He also did a thing where he released a new song once a week for a year.
Wow,
Yeah, that was like in 2005. Oh, that was 10 years ago.
wow.
Wowzers. And then, hold on, I'm gonna check my phone because I forget. I have I'll just look at all the artists I have.
Assuming it's not Miley Cyrus or Rebecca Black.
Well, yeah. Um, I'm gonna say either Weird Al or Elton John.
Definitely
Oh no,
weird.
Watsky.
Watsky?
He's my favorite rap artist.
Can't say I have heard of him.
Okay. He's like Eminem, but uh, like a little bit less of a jerk.
So, is that implying he still is a little bit of a jerk?
He's just a little bit of a jerk, but he's also he's he's written some very powerful stuff. Like his song "Never Let It Die" is like probably like top 3 songs ever.
Wait, what is your number one?
My number one song, my favorite song ever is "Doctor Worm" by They Might Be Giants.
I love Dr. Worm. Have you heard the Reliant K cover?
I haven't.
They do the song justice, I'll have to
Oh,
say.
cool. Then
Excuse me.
I also really like "The House Wins" by OK Go.
I'll have to listen to it.
Yes, OK Go is another band I really like.
Say that again.
OK Go is another band
Oh,
I
yeah.
really like.
I know a song from them because it was on a Guitar Hero.
Oh.
And I can't remember the name. I don't believe it was a song with the treadmills.
Oh yeah, that was. Let's see. Was it?
I think it says something about here we go, here we go. I can't.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Here we go again.
Okay, that was on it. It was really easy.
Oh. Yeah. I always do the vocals when my friends and I we play Rock Band.
I had the one on the DS.
Oh,
It only had 4 buttons, so I was a boss at that.
that's cool.
I hope it doesn't sound all choppy and whatnot with things being
Oh.
cut out.
If not, if it does, just right here, like cut up all my audio and have me say something incriminating.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
I eat puppies.
What? Dwayne eats puppies? That. I've
Whoa,
done that.
dude, I didn't say that. Wow, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed right now.
He totally did.
Ah, it's right there in audio. If you put on subtitles, it could be in writing, I suppose. So now just recut it with just cut out the dumped.
Did you ever watch Fairly Odd Parents?
Yes.
Do you remember the one? It was an early one where Timmy was saying stuff and Vicky had the recorder and it like automatically cut the stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hi, I'm Timmy and I'm in a dress. You know,
Yeah, that was
hi, I'm Vicky and I cheated on my math test. Because it had like the voice of someone else.
yeah, yeah.
I've actually done that to a couple of my friends before. It was fun.
That show was a good time.
The early ones. They should have ended it with the movie where Poof was introduced.
Right.
Because it like left things open, like I guess you could say to the imagination, but it was closed enough where it wasn't like you had to know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Fairly Odd Parents had a plot.
Right. I think more shows and movies need to do that. Like Ice Age 4.
I saw the first two.
Okay, so this really isn't a spoiler because you don't need to see it, but basically at the end, it's about the world like splitting up, and so they're on like this ice floe, and towards the end they're just kind of floating out. It's this sense of like adventure, and I said to myself, if they ended it right there, like that would be great because it would be like, yeah, like you said, up to the imagination what happens next. But no, they get returned to land and return to the status quo.
There's not a fifth one, is there?
No, I don't think so. I
Oh, you know they're making Toy Story 4.
yeah.
As much as I love Pixar, as stated earlier, I don't think it should happen. I think they ended the third one like, it's closed yet open.
Yeah, and I like the shorts they've made.
I haven't got to see any of those yet, like Toy Story of Terror.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I saw the one with the dinosaurs, and that one's good.
Cool.
Yeah. So like yeah, so like um what they could do is they could kind of rehash like the original idea for Toy Story 3, which is have Buzz Lightyear, like all Buzz Lightyears get recalled and then
Hmm,
sent to like Korea or Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam. And so the toys have to save them there.
that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
But I wonder, like, if the actually, I think I've read. I may be wrong, but I think it's supposed to be a separate story than like things with Andy. I think it's supposed to be completely separate.
Hmm.
There's a guy higher up who called it a romantic comedy, which to
Ugh.
me is an immediate red flag.
Ugh. Pixar, hun, babe. Listen, okay, Pixar. I'm gonna be straight with you for a second. All I know, the entire Pixar staff is a fan of my work. I know. So I'm just gonna talk to you for a second. There are a lot of things you're good at. Action, comedy. Um,
Pretty much everything.
yeah, everything. Romance isn't your strongest uh,
Well,
thing. Well, okay,
up.
there's Up, but which admittedly, uh, I'm not a huge fan of past that first 8 minutes.
I
So
thought it was pretty good.
it's okay, but it's
It's not their greatest work, but
it's
it's
not their best.
Pixar, so it's
It's not their best, but it's not as bad as Cars 2, so we're
that's the
fair.
one Pixar I haven't seen, and I'm okay with
You're
that.
not missing much. It's pretty much unanimously the worst.
Other than that one, which I've heard is bad, my least favorite Pixar is Ratatouille. Wasn't a bad movie
Get
by
out.
any.
Get
It
out right
wasn't
now.
a bad movie by any
I'm ending
means.
this
It
Skype
just
call. You're done. You're fired. You're fired from my page. You're fired from everything.
Ratatouille is the best movie ever.
All right. All
It
right, you're back
wasn't my
on.
favorite, but Pixar is Pixar, so I love them all.
Right. It's like the Muppets. Like there's no, well, maybe, but like a bad Muppet movie is still a Muppet movie.
So it can't be all bad.
Right.
Have you seen either of the newer ones?
I've seen the first newer one. I haven't seen the second newer one.
I saw the first one. It was still good, but to me, it doesn't compare to their old ones. Like, have you seen the very first Muppet movie?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
It's
a that's a great one.
it's gold.
Yeah.
Or the Great Muppet Caper.
Oh, that one's great. That one's great.
What if we only jump part way? We'll catch them red-handed. What color are their hands now?
I talked about what kind of music I like. What kind of music do you like?
I try to like everything, but
Yeah, same actually.
I tend to be really critical. Like I really hate a lot of mainstream pop. Like if it
Mm.
comes on, it's like a top 40 station. I hate pretty much everything.
Mm.
I listen to a lot of Christian hard rock and things like that. Like I think
Mm.
my three favorite bands would be Thrice, House of Heroes, and Wolves at the Gate.
Mm.
Um, so it's a lot of stuff like that. If you've heard of any of them,
I have not, so I bet they're awesome.
they are. And a lot of guitar based music, such as Joe Satriani.
Mm.
But mostly guitar nerds just listen to him. So
Yeah.
saw him live. He was excellent.
Yeah. Is there any artist, well, I guess those bands you just mentioned, but any like extremely like unheard of or underrated artists?
Well, the bands I mentioned aren't super well known, but like there is a band out of my home state, which shall remain nameless, and they're called Canopy Climbers.
Mm.
They're a really good electronic slash pop group. Almost no one knows who they are.
Oh,
So I recommend to our millions of fans to look them up.
yeah, both of you.
Actually, there's a huge list of people that I could recommend, but now I can't think of any of them. Glowhouse. Glowhouse is good. He's a solo artist out of Arizona, I
Oh.
think, and almost no one knows of him. Yep.
I'm gonna write those down on my notes because maybe that might be worth listening to. Who knows?
If I recommend it, it's definitely worth listening to.
Definitely. So yeah. Um, and I recently discovered this artist. He's called An Unkindness.
And unkindness.
An Unkindness. It's like not the unkindness and unkindness. It's like a flock of seagulls.
Oh,
Uh, yeah. He's just a he does these really powerful kind of rock ballads.
hmm.
Uh, he's not clean. I guess I should
Oh,
mention that he's not terribly clean, but
he won't. But he doesn't belong on your other page. Very good, clean, very pictures, very funny.
right.
Whatever.
Oh, I haven't. Thanks for reminding me again that I still haven't put anything up there.
I saw a good picture for it today. I think that reminded me of it.
Oh,
Someone searched "sad garbage" on Google, and there was a sad guy in a garbage can. So, I mean, I guess he wasn't following your page.
yeah. There you go. But no, yeah. A very good song by him is "Fragments." It's just a yeah. It's a good song.
Uh, Also, if any of our listeners are into metal, I recommend Phineas.
Hmm.
Not Ferb, he stinks.
Oh, okay.
Kidding, I love that show.
I haven't watched that in a while.
It's good. I watched for a little while. I was watching it a lot while I ate lunch.
Oh. Did
Another
it
perk of being homeschooled.
did it end? I think it ended, right?
Yes. It's being aired. I don't know if every episode is aired, but I had read that they had completed, working on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's the
Well,
thing. Nowadays, shows just really when they're canceled, uh, depending on the fan base they have, they just don't end.
right.
Like it started. I don't know if it started, but it was kind of kicked off by Arrested Development, where they were canceled by Fox, but they had such a big fan base that they were picked up by Netflix,
Right.
and you can see the same with Community, which was canceled by NBC, but then picked up by Hulu.
Hulu's got it.
Yeah, and then the
Uh,
same with the Mindy Project.
yeah, I was just about to mention that one.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think that's really cool. I think
I do
if
too.
I think of something like I think about Firefly. I think Serenity kind of ended it. That kind of finished it. Oh, I think I don't. I haven't seen it, so
Oh, me neither.
I just kind of assumed it did. Um, so it probably wouldn't be best to bring that one back. But like, yeah. So if they if they end a show with like a big fan base, like if they ended something like Steven Universe, I guarantee like I think even Yahoo's got their foot in the door with yeah, they're the ones that got Community. So
They've got an original show right now. I haven't watched it yet. I plan on it. But you ever watch Mystery Science Theater?
yeah, yeah.
Joel, the guy who made it, he's in it now.
Oh,
So he makes me want to watch it because he's hilarious.
he is funny. All right, do you prefer Joel or Mike?
That is a tough question. I think I prefer Joel,
Yeah, same.
but I still like Mike. They had some excellent movies with him too. Like
Did,
Laser Blast is probably one of my favorites, and that one
oh,
has Mike.
there was one that was like it was like one of the ones I like watched completely because I a lot of the time I would start watching it and then I kind of like forget about it and forget to come back to it. One of the first ones I watched, I forget what it was called. It was like this really old Japanese movie, I think, and like halfway through it, um, I think Crow was just like, how does that song go? And then Tom was just like, "Oh, I'll show you." Da 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 da. Ah, and it, I can't take it anymore. Ah.
uh,
I,
uh, it wasn't any of the Gamera films, was it?
I don't think so.
Have you seen any of the Gamera ones?
I have.
Yeah.
Those
Uh,
are good.
Gamera versus Giran is probably my favorite. It's the only movie that I've ever seen that had a turtle swinging on a bar like a gymnast.
That does sound intriguing.
I think it was the whole movie is very obscure, but I think it's at that point one of the bots or Joel comments, it just occurred to me how weird this movie is, but none of it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to see the riff tracks of The Room.
Let's see, The Room. Is that a recent movie?
If you all right, so here's the thing with The Room. Okay, it's this movie from 2003, and it's one of the it's a movie that people cite one of the movies people cite the most for good bad movies. It has got it's basically all created by this one guy who was also the lead character, and it is some
Oh,
of the worst acting ever. You can find clips of it on like YouTube. It's it's a ride. It is honestly a
uh,
ride. I read a book by one of the people who co-starred in it, who also
yeah.
like knew him beforehand. The guy's name was Tommy Wiseau, and it's just a fascinating kind of look into the man's life. The man, I think, is. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out like he is like actually medically insane,
Oh,
but it is a fantastic time. I would definitely recommend it, although it's again it has some unsavory content in it.
the movie or the book?
The movie
Uh,
and the book. But
Have you seen the Manos, the Hands of Fate? It was
oh yeah,
one of the best Mystery Science movies. It
that's a
was
good.
so bad, someone made a video game out of it, kind of like a NES game.
Oh yeah.
I think
Ah,
it's coming to Steam soon, and I need it.
oh,
There's
good.
another one that you said the guy wrote it and like made it and starred himself. There is a Mystery Science Theater movie called Soul Taker, and I think the lady who wrote it made her she was the star. It was
Right.
bad.
I think I remember that one. I may not. I don't know.
That's bad though. It sounds like Stephanie Meyer's writing Twilight and then starring as Bella. Not that I've read Twilight because I no seriously I haven't.
Okay. Uh, it's it's like a it's supposed to be a romantic drama, but the horrible like writing and acting and directing it turns it into a comedy. It's a joy. It truly is.
Is it kind of like a bad indie project that was supposed to be thrown away at a film festival?
Basically, except it's such a marvel of a thing. I don't know.
Roof Tracks also did Sharknado,
They
and
did.
I've been wanting to watch it, but I think I had to pay. So
Mm. Yeah, Sharknado. The thing about Sharknado is, I think the creators are a little too in on the joke.
yeah. Well, did you see both of them?
I haven't.
I've only seen the first, but like it did seem that way that they kind of knew how bad it was.
Yeah.
But that was kind of what made it good though, because I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I never got bored during it, which is surprising because I get bored during movies quite easy.
Mm. Yeah. See, the nice thing about a lot of good bad movies like The Room or Birdemic or Troll 2 is that the creators they think they're making something wonderful, and they are, but not for the reasons they think they are.
Yeah, but then the Sharknado knew what they were doing, which kind of had gave it its
Yeah.
appeal.
Yeah.
Like Rotten Tomatoes gave the first Sharknado like an 80%. Well, they don't give the reviews; no one averages from other reviews.
Right.
But the second one had like I think it was like a 12 or so,
Oh.
and it did better than Paul Blart though.
Oh, there you go. Uh, well, I think that probably is a good note to end on, I suppose.
I guess so.
Yeah, just cut out all the boring parts.
Yeah.
So,
We might be left with like 9 minutes.
yeah, there you go. If you cut out all the boring parts, we could probably just make this a Vine, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, what, a Vine with no video. Well, I guess I could do the me one-handed clapping to the whole thing.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah. So you can find both of us on the Last Wordbender page, and
Hmm.
you can also find me on Punny Pete, a really good MS Paint art, and very clean, super good, very clean, super very. pictures.
Very.
Very.
You can find me on, obviously, The Last Word Bender, but you can find me on YouTube, on youtube.com/agoodname22.
Yeah.
I make...
I'll even leave a link in the description.
Thank you. I make halfway decent music sometimes.
Yeah. And I may someday be creating music.
Says that we should do a collaboration over the interwebs.
We totally should, bro.
Bro.
Although I would probably like kind of create a character that I'd be writing the songs as.
I would enjoy that.
Do you want to find out? I actually like planned out what the character would be. Do you want to know what it is?
I do.
Well, you'll have to wait for the next episode of Admincast.
Ooh.
Cliffhanger.